So we move on to the second semi-final in the lower playoffs. This is for 13th place. We now know the winner will face Colombia. It looked like being Brazil right until the death. Mexico against Paraguay about to get underway. Games going on throughout the night here in this inaugural tournament. We already know the lineups for the semi-finals of the main cup as well. And the host Chile is still there, which is always good for this home crowd who are enjoying the sunshine, keeping lubricated as well. Time for a hug as well. Hug and a dance, maybe? And even a kiss. Chile are certainly in the mix to win this whole thing, but Japan in particular are going to take some beating. Germany they have to get past first. And then it will be Chile against Hong Kong for a place in the final. Here though, we're watching some of the lower placement matches. This is Mexico against Paraguay. Earlier in the day, Mexico lost 30-10 to Portugal, and Paraguay were beaten 33-17 by an in-form and exciting Jamaica side. Referee is Cisco Lopez. And it will be Paraguay getting us underway. Mexico in green, Paraguay in red and white.
Yep, play on.
Paraguay yet to qualify for any major global sevens tournaments. And Mexico have played in World Series events and also Rugby World Cup sevens. They were last in the 2008 USA Sevens 12 years ago. 6th in a Pan American Games a few years back, and they've also had an 8th place finish in a Pan American Games as well. They've played in the Hong Kong Sevens too.
Set. 5 standing up.
Quick ball here for Mexico, and Chavez. Now to Ansira.
Advantage. Offside.
Advantage here for
We can't
an
play
offside.
off it's a forward pass. We're coming back for the offside.
And
on
then
you.
we're going to come back for the offside because there was a forward pass. Eagle eye from the official. No real complaints though from Mexico. That's well caught in the sunshine by Chavez, who finds a gap and will weave his way over the try line for the opening score of this 13th place lower playoff. And Mexico have the lead by 5 points to 0. Alejandro Chavez then with this conversion. Just about creeps over the posts. And Mexico lead by 7 points to 0. Mexico finishing third in Pool D with just the one victory. They were hammered by the host Chile 45-0. So you see a bit of space here for Paraguay, and they've got numbers over on the left-hand side. Maybe a little selfishly.
Tackle now!
For
Tackle now.
A shock to be sprung by Colombia late on.
Roll.
Mexico also lost to Zimbabwe, incidentally, who have had a good tournament so far. And that's strong defending in the corner to prevent a Paraguay try. And now on the counter, a little dummy pass. Chavez again, creating all kinds of space and havoc. And a bit of a comedy of errors here. With knock-on and fumble, and then another fumble. And finally, players stopped.
Let's go. Let's form now. Crouch.
So the end result will be a scrum to Mexico.
Set.
3 minutes remaining of the first half. The winner of this one plays Colombia for 13th place in this inaugural World Rugby Sevens Challenger Series.
Put him down. Put him down. You've lifted him and you've turned him over. Just a penalty.
Lift you get in a crowd surf, isn't it, in the end? 3 attempted tackles and all 3 players hanging on. Chavez was up in the air there. Mexico ball. Again, they find a gap, and that was almost the perfect offload to Rodriguez. Just couldn't take the ball with him, and as a result, Paraguay have a chance, and they move the ball quickly here, and the race is on. Excellent, excellent tackle from Angel Lopez to deny Juan Gonzalez a try.
Holding on. Get 10. Let's go now. Paraguay, here. Don't move. Hold. Good.
Chavez again, easily over the gain line. Space here, and Mexico are likely to score another one. Just too much pace in the end by Juan Pablo Martinez. Diego Agana couldn't keep up, and that should just about do us for the opening 7 minutes after the conversion comes, which you would expect from right under the posts to make it Mexico 14, Paraguay 0. Paraguay have certainly had their chances though at the other end. Couple of last-ditch tackles, and then on the counter from deep, Mexico able to get another try. 14-0.
Backwards. Diving over. There. Good.
Final play then of the first half. Paraguay continue to be a threat, but just can't execute. Hop and a step, and almost able to offload from Agana, who's been involved at both ends.
I was happy with the attempt to wrap, but we'll look for it. Okay?
And at half-time, it is Mexico leading by 14 points to 0.
I can't hear you, sorry. I think your piece out. Oh, what? They're not done? No. Oh. Yeah. Okay. As long as they're not.
Respiren, respiren y tomen agua, ¿sí? Salgo de acá, la marca a los perros. Salgo la pelota. Aunque tenemos misma cantidad de hombres, hacemos este gesto. Al pedo. Esto es normal que salimos así. Cosita acá le llegamos. Cosita adentro le llegamos con el infierno. Vamos a tener acá al limón, no quitemos. Chicos, tienen una cosita. De forma rápida. Entonces tenemos que cerrarla. Y si tenemos el limón, tenemos que terminar el fly, chicos. Tenemos que estar cerca del que tiene la pelota. Tenemos que estar más cerca. Se acercó y ya no hubo más nadie cerca. ¿Ah? Acérquense, acérquense. Chicos, estamos ahí. Ahí de esto, ¿está? ¿Tienen? Sí. Dale, le reventamos los perros, dale. Vamos, acá, ponle aquí. Sí. ¿Cómo se llama? Es una botó. Métale la cabeza.
Second half then is about to get underway.
Just wait.
Mexico comfortable
Ready.
as far as the scoreboard is concerned, but Paraguay have certainly had their moments, particularly in the right-hand corner. Some desperate defence, though, from Mexico, and as things stand, they will face Colombia for 13th place. Match is going on into the early evening. As far as local time is concerned, we've got the semi-finals and the final as well of the Cup. Sebastian Ubita
10, roll.
is the man down on the deck, winning possession in a dangerous area here for Paraguay, who take a rather direct route through Matueda.
Side entry.
And it's turned over in Mexico's favour.
Here's your line. Don't move.
Paraguay have space here. Oh, it's another great tackle. Down on the ground is Cardona. Tackle from Lopez was so important.
Here.
Just sense that a one Paraguay try, though, and we might get the same kind of comeback as we saw in the last game. Little step in field, and this should be a try to Paraguay. Diego Agana, who's been so involved, finally gets his reward. And Paraguay with an opportunity to halve the deficit. 14-5 at the moment with the conversion to come. Sebastian Ubieta, the 5'6", 27-year-old, is the man to take it. With that nice idyllic view, and he just takes a bit off that and dinks it low over the bars. And it is indeed 14-7. Mexico still leading, but lots of time left on the clock. Mexico are really struggling to get out of their own 22 at the moment.
Tackle! Tackle assist has to release. His knee's on the ground. He's a tackle player.
No release though after the tackle, so Mexico will get an opportunity here to clear their lines.
Sorry. Play on.
That could have been a forward pass, but play continues, and a bit of a blind pass then inside from Ubieta, and it can't be picked up by Agana.
Hands on the ground beyond the ball.
Paraguay go quickly though here, and they've got over the line.
Right.
Arturo Lopez. And there was just that sense that Paraguay had Mexico on the back foot. Quick ball, excellent reactions. And if this conversion is successful, we will be all square at 14 apiece. Sebastian Urbieta, the man charged with the pressure kick. And he makes no mistake, as you'd expect from a kicker of his quality from that kind of distance. And this one, much like the last game we saw between Brazil and Colombia, is going down to the wire. 2 minutes remaining. It's a 2-minute game now. 14 all between Mexico and Paraguay.
Yeah, substitution, time is off.
Paraguay really have, on balance, been the better side. Mexico with a couple of breakaway tries, but Paraguay, even trailing 14-0, look good value to make this competitive.
Backwards.
And if anything, Mexico are looking a bit on the ropes and more fatigued. But they will have the ball on this occasion.
Hooker's here. Here. Hooker's, Marcus here.
So it's a Mexico put in.
Please stay over there.
Diego Ramirez.
Bind. Set.
In it goes. It's kicked out in Paraguay's favour, and this could be a costly error. Space on the right-hand side. It's a super tackle, though, as Cardona is grounded. Space, though, on the left-hand side, but it's dropped and given away from Matueda into the welcome hands of Patricio Falcon.
Ball unplayable in the maul. Turnover.
Turnover, though, because the ball is unplayable in the maul.
Yeah. Come and set, please. You have 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Paraguay put in.
Crouch.
Less than 22 out.
Bind. Set. Two knocks. First red, then green. Green scrum.
So 2 knock-ons there as we reach the end of the second half. Level. Into sudden death rugby.
Mark is there.
Mexico will have the put in here because the first knock-on was from Paraguay.
9. Scrum half, please. Crouch. Bind. Set.
And it goes from Ramirez, and this time Mexico do win the scrum. Ramirez, nobody really to pass it to, so he goes alone.
High tackle.
And that's a high tackle from Sebastian Ubieta.
Advantage, 3 red, not 10. It's a late tackle, very late. Time is off, wait.
Now there's going to be a advantage here to Mexico because of a late tackle, or to use the words of the referee, very late. Mexico again from deep will be able to get up to the halfway line and almost through a gap there.
Advantage.
Falcon playing the advantage. That's a neat little offload.
Roll red.
Falcon will
Advantage is over.
help continue this once again. The advantage is now over. Mexico will have some space here on the right-hand side. Oh, it wasn't well handled by Lopez, though. Just when it looked like they might be able to work something down the flank.
Yeah. Yep. Goes for the late tackle.
Sin brazos.
No, no, no. Solamente late. Tarde, sí, tarde. Muy tarde.
El tiempo reglamentario, México y Paraguay, a las 14, habrá un tiempo extra con muerte súbita. Es decir, el primer equipo anote un plan, un penal o un drop goal, ganará.
Well, a welcome breather for both teams. 14 all. Winner of this one facing Colombia for the right to finish 13th at the inaugural HSBC World Rugby 7 Challenger Series.
Okay, which side do you want to defend? This side. So you guys kicking off this way.
And
Perfect.
we head into added time. 14 all, the score at the end of regulation.
Extra time. Let's just work hard.
Mexico had surged into a 14-0 lead. Paraguay fought back really well. And both teams had half chances in the final couple of minutes of the regulation 14.
Yes.
It's a thrilling finish here for this smiling Chilean crowd who have already seen their home side go into the semi-finals where they'll play Hong Kong of the Cup tournament. These are the lower brackets, if you like, in terms of positioning, so nobody here can actually win the overall inaugural title of the World Rugby 7's Challenger Series. After this, we head to Uruguay and then finally Hong Kong.
Yes.
Chance for these nations to develop their 7 squads, although, as I said earlier, there's 1 or 2 historical stalwarts who have fallen, if you like, into this category, including Tonga. And then you look at some of the up-and-coming 7s teams like Japan, who have done so well in the 15s game.
Yes, okay.
And they are definitely contenders to win this particular tournament as well. So underway in the first 5 minutes of extra time.
Roll.
Clever skip pass to Lopez there.
Holding on.
It's turned over and Paraguay are in a hurry.
Advantage, not 10.
Cardona playing the advantage.
Get 10. Just wait.
And then immediately
Get 10.
tackled with no gain. So Urbieta taking this penalty.
High tackle.
Again, a late tackle. Mexico just need to keep a bit of their composure and discipline here. There's going to be a gap in the right-hand side, and that's a try as long as there's no out of bounds against Marcela Matueda. It's an absolutely super finish.
Happy with touch. Try.
Wonderful acceleration.
High tackle, tackle alta. It touched the
And a
head.
dive to boot, all whilst just about staying in play down that right-hand side.
No, bended the hips to tackle.
And Paraguay lead for the first time.
For me, it was just a clear penalty. I'll look at the video. Well played. Congrats.
So victory for Paraguay, therefore. Sudden death within this particular extra